The old Black Lotus. Probably the second best card in the cube. Solving is better. So, if I take Black Lotus, could this be a Storm deck? Generally, I don't like Storm, but Black Lotus is one of the few cards that can make Storm deck work because it's adds so much mana. It's a curse with Yawgmoth's Will. It's a card that's very nice to draw off some draw 7s like Time Spiral, Time Twister, Wheel of Fortune. So while I'm not sold on Storm, there is a Lotus Petal here. A third of Black Lotus. So other than that, there's also Through the Breach, solid. Gets a little bit better when you have Black Lotus. If I take Through the Breach, I could wheel Ulamog. But I kind of feel like forcing Storm here, and then I can wheel Turnabout. And see where we go from here. So we have a fetch land, which helps you play a different bunch of colors. There's also Emery, which does gets better when you have Black Lotus and Lotus Petal. First of all, you can mill them and then find them. They also end up in the graveyard a reasonable amount. So the downside with Emery is of course that it's very fragile, and Storm deck doesn't usually play very many creatures. So yeah. There's also Lures, which is not unreasonable in a Storm deck because you could almost easily play a Storm deck that has no big permanents. And you can't play like 1000 Year Storm or Yawgmoth's Bargain, but that's usually not a problem. So I think we're going to take Lures here. It could also just be some weird version of a Lures deck. So here now there is Force of Will, and a card I don't love in Storm. I'm almost more tempted by Shallow Grave. If you can get Griselbrand, you can do some interesting stuff by drawing a bunch of cards and then get these cards back. Of course, Griselbrand would mean that I couldn't play Lures as a companion. Not that that's a huge deal. Force of Will, yeah, it could be good though in Storm sometimes. While you don't like to lose cards, it protects your combo in a nice way. I almost like it more than Force of Negation because you can play it on your own turn. And there is no other great Storm cards here. I'm going to take Force of Will. We shall see. Okay, so now there is Bolas' Citadel, which works nice if you have Tinker. There's also Coalition Relic, just a good mana accelerator. Cryptic Command if I want to be a little bit more controlling. So Coalition Relic and Bolas' Citadel, which means that I would give up the Lurus, but yeah, that's fine, I think. I think I'm just going to take Coalition Relic. More mana is good, and I don't have Tinker yet. Without Tinker, Bolas' Citadel gets worse. Although Bolas' Citadel is interesting with Black Lotus. Maybe I should just take Bolas' Citadel. It opened up me for Tinker. It also is hard castable with Black Lotus. More easily, I should say. So now there's Fetch Land, Raffine's Tower, and a Signet. That's about it. I don't love Sedgemoor Witch, even though it is interesting with Tendrils. Plains, Island, Swamp. I feel like Raffine's Tower might be more important than Verdant Catacombs. Because it taps for blue or black. So at this point, it's starting to look like Storm is not the way to go. There is Badlands or Cryptbreaker Ugin. Guess I just take Badlands, and that's a late Jace. Click. I think that this deck could go into some Reanimator stylish deck, whereas Windillion Click is just a fair card. Decent, but a little too fair. So I'll take Jace here, and who knows? Blue-black Reanimator, maybe with some Tinker action. Okay, Field of the Dead, probably not. Bone Shredder if I want some all-around decent cards. Terrastodon for maybe Reanimator. I think Bone Shredder is okay. Alright. Storm does not look open. Well, but there is turnabout, so Citadel Messiah is a card could work with Griselbrand, but turnabout. You want some amount of High Tide, or maybe Heartbeat of Spring, Mana Flare before you play Turnabout. It's hard to get this to do something without help, but if you do have help, it can be very powerful. A card like Raffine's Tower would help me also with High Tide if I would end up blue-black, and lets me play a duel without having less islands. Okay, Expansion is technically a win condition. Why did I take Lures over? I could have taken what was it? I forgot. I think it was anything I think it was Shallow Grave. Yeah, it couldn't come back to bite me. Okay, we have the Scarab God or Mirror Battlesphere. Mirror Battlesphere will be another target for Tinker, whereas Scarab God is a little too fair for my taste. I think I take Mirror Battlesphere. Ooh, Massacre Worm or Mancer Relic. Relic is not so good because it kind of hurts me. I would want to end up with the Ogmund or Reanimator stuff. Massacre Worm very powerful though, especially against mono green. Usually win the game. Also good against mono white sometimes. But less so. I think it's mono white usually can slow roll some creatures and has some larger creatures, whereas mono green just dumps all its elves, and sometimes this is just you win the game if your opponent has the range Termit or a Vanguard Zendikar. Okay, a Signet. That for the moment is just one color. Stormwreck usually aren't white, but this could also help with something like Unburial Rites. Another Mox. A Gitaxian Probe. Alright, Mox Emerald. More mana is very nice. The bottleneck for Storm is mana, but having a Black Lotus and a Mox is of course nice. Okay, we have Frantic Search, not bad. Ursa Saga, very good with the Lotus, the Mox, and those kinds of things. I think we're going to take Ursa Saga. While Frantic Search is a very good Storm card, Ursa Saga can just win you the game by its own if you draw some of these Moxes. It's going to make a very large creature and it gives me some direction. I think also Frantic Search could wheel, whereas Ursa Saga probably not going to wheel. So yeah, Ursa Saga is very nice, kind of an alternative win condition. And you're not giving up much, you have to play a colorless land in your deck. And it also makes Bolas Citadel better because you can find a Black Lotus with this and then you have 3 black mana. So it's another Black Lotus if I happen to draw Bolas Citadel. I want Tinker, but usually don't get Tinker too early. Okay, so here is Time Spiral now. And not much competition. I mean, Ancient Tomb is good, but Time Spiral is a way to use all these mana. And it makes Turnabout even better if I can find High Tide. And if nothing else, it pitches to Force Open. So, I'm clear exactly where I want to go with this, but this pack has started good. I still think Jormung's Will would be good with the Lotus. And I wouldn't mind a Brain Freeze. Brain Freeze gets better when you have Jace because you can flash it back. Sometimes you can play a couple of spells, Brain Freeze for a non-lethal amount, and then flash it back with Jace. This is not a perfect land for this deck. I think a Knight's Whisper is gonna be nice. I'm gonna be blue-black from what it looks like. It digs me deeper for my deck. Retrofitter Foundry is a card I could get, but there's a Saga, sort of a value engine, but I think it's a little too slow. There's also Miscalc, Shark Typhoon, Friend Dynamo, but I think Knight's Whisper is just better Storm card. It doesn't pitch to Force, which Miscalculation does, but draws me an extra card. Okay, so for the moment I'm only 2 colors, blue-black, and it means that a card like High Tide is gonna be better for the moment. Here there isn't much. There's Ancestor Vision, which is mediocre, but what else am I gonna take, you know? Yeah, so Ancestor Vision is okay if you can play it on turn 1. Also pitches to Force. So makes also a card like Expansion Explosion a little better, because you can hold this up until the Ancestor goes off suspend and you can copy it, but it's very slow and situational because you need to have an Ancestor Vision on suspend and have it be played for that matter. Dark Confidant, yeah. I get that it's very good to have it with all these 0-mana artifacts and an Ancestor Vision, but it is very painful. Metal Worker, which have 4 artifacts, Bolas still also doesn't help with the color situation though. Yeah. Maybe I will play Dark Confidant. It is. I have a lot of 0-mana cards. Walking Ballista is close. Oh, Lionside Diamond. Okay. These are getting so that if I get Jormung's Will, that's gonna make my deck a lot better. Echo of Eons. Maybe I can wheel it, maybe not. Same with Past in Flames, but also Lions of Diamond can work with Time Spiral. You cast Time Spiral and crack Lion's Eye in response, and presuming your opponent doesn't have a counter spell, you get to keep those 3 mana. Spell Seeker gets me nothing good. I mean, Tal is quite I don't want to play against, but this is a league, so I can take Spell Seeker just in case I end up with something good. I think it's gonna be better than Basalt Monolith. So I think I can count Mox as a land. These other cards are questionable. I guess I can count them as 1 land. Okay, there is Balance, Regrowth, Fastest Oracle, Unnice and Search for the Cyber. I think Fastest Oracle could be good, potentially. Okay, I get Lotus Bloom, Reality Chip. So the problem with Lotus Bloom, the same with Ancestor Vision, it's not very good with Time Spiral, because if you draw it in your opening, if you draw it with the Time Spiral, you're not going to have use for it for the moment. You're still going to take it and maybe play it. Also, it doesn't work with Jormung's Will. Take Scrubland. From Dynamo. It's not 0%. Get out of here, Raptors of War, and Past in Flames. Problem with Past in Flames, the difference between Past in Flames and Jorgen's Will is huge here because of it can flashback artifacts. So Past in Flames basically doesn't do anything right now. So I get 3 Moxes. So this draft is a way to... How are you gonna throw away a draft when you get Lotus and 2 Moxes? I'm just kidding. I haven't lost the draft yet, but I kind of wish I have drafted something different. But on-color Mox and DT, nice. I think it's better than Mana Vault. Just because when you have Black Lotus and you want to get cards like Jorgen's Will or Time Spiral for that matter, card like Demonic Tutor is better than Mana Vault. Even though Mana Vault is good with Urza's Saga. Demonic Tutor can also give me Urza's Saga. Ooh, High Tide, okay. Okay. That is good, because I have Turnabout and Time Spiral. And it probably just adds a bunch of mana. Okay, so I want Jorgen's Will more than anything, but I'll take a Brain Freeze, that's a good win condition. I was a little bit lacking in that. I mean, I have Bolas, Citadel, and Urza's Saga, but Brain Freeze is gonna be nice here. Okay. This Mirror Battlery did not get there, so I want Jorgen's Will. If there ever was a deck that wanted Jorgen's Will, it's this one. I also want Tinker. But yeah, Jorgen's Will just does it all. I have Lion's Eye, Black Lotus, Brain Freeze. So I'm starting to wonder about this Spell Seeker now, because I do have DT, Brain Freeze, and High Tide. Probably gets there. Also thinking about Fuzz's Oracle, which could work with Brain Freezing myself. Yeah, I'm gonna take Xander's Lounge, just another mana fixer. Taps for both blue and black, and with High Tide it's a black source that doesn't mess up High Tide. Alternative is to take like Channel, but nah. Or Zenith, but come on, Jorgen's Will. It is funny. Because I'm gonna take Watery Grave. The same as with Xander's Lounge and Raffine's Tower is that it's a blue-black land that helps me cast High Tide. So I was gonna say I have a lot of ways to get Black Lotus in this deck. I have Spellseeker that can give me DT that can give me Black Lotus. I have Urza's Saga to give me Black Lotus. It's a bunch of ways. Oh, Tendrils is almost not necessary at this point. I almost rather have Hullbreaker Horror, but I will take Tendrils. It's just another way to win the game. I like that. Come on, Jorgen's Will. So I have one more chance to get Jorgen's Will. Of course, some of you who watch this video might say that I've already missed Jorgen's Will. It was one of the earliest packs, but yeah. I'm not gonna get it though. Guess I'll take Emrakul. Alright, I'm gonna have to do without Jorgen's Will. So, okay, yeah, I mean, This doesn't help much. There's memory or Factor of Fiction. Factor of Fiction is better. It's also a blue card for Force of Will. It's card advantage. Swamp, Mountain, Forest, yeah. Take Witch Claw, I guess. There's also Skull Climb to get. There's a Saga, but so 26 with 6 lands. I think I can throw in a Lotus Bloom at this point. Question is Thassa's Oracle good? Don't think I need it. But it is a speed bump that can sometimes win you the game if you run out of resources. Treasure Cruise. Well, I'm not using my graveyard, but I'm also not filling up my graveyard too fast. I guess I'll take it. Does make Dark Confidence worse. Not there on the Forge Master. It does help me get Bolas Citadel, but it's just so slow though. Godless Shrine. Okay, so I can remove Badlands, doesn't do anything, just exposes me to Wasteland for no reason. I'm not splashing past in Flames. I'm not playing Lures, I don't think. Start down like this, so High Tide gets even better. This is okay, and I will see you for round number 1. Okay, we're on the play. And sure, I think the Signet makes this keepable. It helps me cast Night Vision. I'm not going to cast Lines of Diamond just yet. I wanted to add up my Storm count. So I will play it the turn I play Time Spiral, but not before that. It does expose it to discard, but on the other hand it does expose it to like Leonin Relic Warder or random disenchants, Phyrexian Revokers, stuff like that. So I think the Storm count is gonna be the tiebreaker here. What does this deck want to play against? I think green decks are gonna be good matchups, unless they're super fast. Mono white's gonna be hard because of Thalia and cards like that. Control decks could be... You could see it going both ways. Control decks I could maybe just take it easy and build up a big Storm turn. And they can't counter everything. This looks like... Not sure exactly, but... This is a Spellbearers. No. Oh, interesting. So I think I go pay 2 life, cast Dark Confident. I don't think the game's gonna go too long. So next turn I have 7 mana with the Lotus. I could go Turnabout, which does actually lose me a mana here. Fear is almost makes me want to go off next turn. Okay, Mox. So I could do everything here. The fear doesn't stop me from going off. I don't think it does stop me from casting cards like with Mind's Desire. But I don't have Mind's Desire, so... And since my opponent is playing blue, I should probably try to go off now. Play that. Play that. Play that. And I think it's worth sacrificing a mana here to... get another storm count. Tap. And I'm not gonna cast Tendrils. It is Tendrils for 10, but it does waste 4 mana. So cast Time Spell, I'll crack this for blue, I think. And if you got Force of Will, so be it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 remaining, okay. Play a land. Play Lion's Eye Diamond. Cast Demonic. 6. Actually, let's cast Dark Confidant. Cast Jace. 9. Cast Demonic. Sacrifice Lion's Eye Diamond for black. Get Tendrils. And that's game, unless, yeah, but my opponent f6, so 1 force of negation would be enough though. Nice, okay, so blue-white control with Teferi. Let's just check and make sure Teferi doesn't mess with me. Just for information, I don't think I can do much about Teferi. So Teferi doesn't stop any of my cards, except Force of Will, of course. Almost want Emrakul just to randomly win. It could be good against a control deck. I could play that instead of like... Instead of Turnabout, I think it's the weakest card. Yeah. Nice hand. Question is, what does Demonic Tutor get me? Right now I think Demonic Tutor gets me a land, but I could lead with Jace and see if I can find something else first. This Force of Will, I'm putting a premium on it in this matchup. I think it has a lot of work. Ooh. So, Island, Oxyet, and gonna start with Jace here. So I'm gonna force only the almost necessary. I don't think that's necessary to counter. In fact, that always helps me with Tendrils. But okay, discard that. Do I want a Demonic here? No, I think I just cast a Signet and pass. I could Demonic for something huge, but I don't know what it would be. Like Black Lotus doesn't do that much here. I could go for Factor Fiction. That might be the best actually. Just gives me raw cards and helps flip Ace. So I'm gonna go Demonic for... It could also be Bolas Citadel. 1, 3, 4, 5. But I'm 1 mana short. I'm gonna go ahead and get Factor Fiction. It just draws a bunch of extra cards, flips Jace. Then I can flash it back maybe. It's gonna be good. And I have Force with Protection. If this is Teferi, I have to force it, I think. Because otherwise I can't force anything. Okay, Thieving Skydive is stealing my Mox. You know what? That's fine. It's annoying, but it's not necessary to counter that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna actually Factor Fiction now. The reason is I might want to cast something I get from the Factor Fiction, and now I can flip Jace anytime I want. Oh. Yeah. I'm actually... So I can take a lot of mana with Black Lords and Mox Emerald, or I can take Saga, Whisper. I'm gonna take the top pile, I think. Now I kinda wish I hadn't played a land, but I'm gonna wait to flip Jace, because, or I could do it now and then give this -2. But it just exposes Jace, doesn't expose it that much though. I'll discard Sanders Lounge and do that, and then next turn I can maybe even flashback something. Like a Factor Fiction or Demonic Tutor. Batterskull, that's fine too. Does gain life, which means that Tenor is going to be harder, but I might very close to going off. Okay, my opponent's even ignoring Jace, okay. Okay, that's a card I can pitch to 4. So now I can flashback Demonic. Could have a big turn with High Tide. So the bottleneck here is mana. This is hard. I think what I'm gonna do is flashback for Demonic. Then cast Demonic. I might get Time Spiral here because I have High Tide. The next turn is going to be sick. Could also get... No. I'll go ahead and get Time Spiral. And then play a... And keep Assassination to... Don't also cost Night's Whisper here. Okay. Yeah, so discard Bolas' Citadel, I think. So my plan now is to Time Spiral next turn with High Tide. This is complicated. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Yep. Oh, island is nice. So now play island. Play high tide. The tide is high, and then time spiral. Force will back up. I hope I don't whiff totally here. Going to have 8 blue mana with these and enough black so I don't need to spew it. So yeah, this is close to a whiff, but I think it's decent. So fortunate that I played a land, 1 remaining, okay. So now Spell Seeker can find me Demonic. I could also play Bolas' Citadel. Suspend that. Just so I have time to think. So I have 10 mana, 11 mana. So I could play Spell Seeker and get Demonic, but what do I get then? I think I'm going to cast Bolas' Citadel. Play Jace. Play Spell Seeker. Go ahead and get... Oh, where's Demonic? Is Demonic exiled? Why is Demonic... Oh, because I cast it with Jace. Okay, I see. I'm gonna go ahead and get Brain Freeze then, I think. Tendrils is good, because I'm gonna get to gain a bunch of life. Could factor fiction in response, but that doesn't help the storm count. Yeah, I'll take the Lotus here. So now I can cast Black Lotus, crack it, and hope there is no Eldrazi. Unfortunately, didn't see Brain Freeze first game, so presumably this is good. Let's see here. Alright. Oh, okay, so I won 1 round with this deck. It's usually above average for storm. Okay, sure. The Demonic keeps this hand. It's glue for this hand because Demonic Tutor can get me Black Lotus, and then I can maybe cast Time Spiral. Shall see. If this is him to torque, I'm gonna force it. Pitching turnabout, I think. Question is, okay, that's fine. I mean, what's he even gonna name? It's a deck fade, and yeah, it's almost impossible. I mean, I understand to play it if you have nothing else. Okay, Ursa Saga is good. I think I'm just gonna play that. It's gonna give me my mana back eventually. I can Demonic for... I mean, Ursa Saga can get me Black Lotus, so maybe I don't even need to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and get Bolas' Citadel. That seems very strong. I can play Bolas' Citadel once I get to the third chapter of Ursa Saga, because by that point it's turn 4. And Nightmare, that's very scary. I almost want to Force of Will that. I think that's very scary. Okay, I'm gonna force that. Pitching Turnabout. Just it opens up so many ways for me I can lose the game next turn. Like if my opponent just randomly gets Griselbrand or any possibilities here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play a Swamp. I'm gonna make a Construct end of turn. I'm not gonna make a Construct next turn because I wanna cast Bolas' Citadel. But I think it's okay to do one now. Okay, I hope this isn't Thoughtseize. But yeah, this is just too dangerous to allow to get into play, I think. Because once this is in play, any random way my opponent has to put cards in the graveyard, I can't do anything anymore. My opponent did not want to trade for the Construct, okay, fine. Now, so here... Okay, so now I think I can tap for colorless. It's better than before it goes away. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get Black Lotus. Sack it for black. Saki, me love you long time. Do this before playing a land. Okay. Oh crap. Oh, I can play it. That's nice. I didn't know you could do that. Okay, sure. I have 2 mana. High Tide doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, I think attacking here is good because I'm not gonna lose to damage, and this helps me kill with tendrils. And yeah, that's it. Just go over to the grave. Huh. Nice. Don't mind that. I probably shouldn't even play Dark Content in my deck, but I'm not playing as mono red always. And it does make my control matchups better because it sort of is something my opponent has to deal with. Okay, what is this now? Gonti, okay. Good thing Tendrils is in my hand. Brain Freeze could be scary if my opponent got that. But, okay, Treasure Cruise. That's probably not something I want to cast. That seems too dangerous. I mean, I could cast Spell Seeker, and that sort of gives me a little bit of information of what my opponent got with Conti, because there's also the possibility of High Tide into Time Spiral. My opponent is down to 2 cards, so it seems like I could maybe just win this playing a little bit more slowly. Okay, I'm gonna cast Spell Seeker because it A gives me a shuffle, and B, it almost gives me perfect information what my opponent took with Gonti. So I have Brain Freeze left in my deck. What did my opponent take? This is interesting. My opponent took Factor of Fiction, I think. Factor of Fiction is missing. It's not in my exile, it's not here. So my opponent took Factor of Fiction. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get Brain Freeze though. Treasure Cruise again. Still don't want to pay 8 life. That just seems where I could lose. Spend. And I'm up to 4 permanents. Just chill. I think I can play it a little bit slow. No reason to pay 8 life here. Just limits my options so much for the future if I pay 8 life. Okay, so my opponent is just killing my board here and attacks for free, okay. Also clears some permanents for Bolas' Citadel, so it's going to be much harder now to win with that, but it may soon be time for a high tide time spiral turn. Okay, let's see what I draw or have on top of my deck. Okay, well, Stormcat is 1. Bone Shredder actually doesn't kill anything. Artifact and Black Witch, I'm gonna sideboard that out. I mean, I could pay 3 life just to clear it from the top of my deck, get a Stormcat. That's probably fine. Must be nice. Stormcat is 3. Nice just because me 4 life. I think it might be time. I have 5 permanents. Okay, an island. I know that stops me from casting from Bolas' Citadel, but I want to go high tide time spiral here. I could tendrils first, or could I? 5, 8 mana. Yeah. If I do it like this, so high tide. Now I have 10, so I can go tendrils. Also gives me more fodder for Bolas' Citadel. I guess this is probably okay. Yeah. Okay. Crack this for black, I think. Gonna have so much blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. See if Brain Freeze works. Before I do anything else, this is library lethal. And if this, okay. So, I'll take out the Bone Shredder. And I also want to take in like Thassa's Oracle, because I could see that being good against some of my opponent's cards. My opponent did seem to play a bunch of Heroes Downfall cards. Could be so that this card could randomly win me the game just by going long and then cast it. Maybe Brain Freeze myself. So yeah, I think that's gonna be my configuration. Oh, nice Black Lotus here. So I could play turn and Factor Fiction, but I don't know if I want to do that. Putrid Imp against. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is play Island, play Black Lotus, and I'm only gonna cast Factor Fiction if my opponent messes with the Black Lotus, like with the Revoker. Otherwise, I'm gonna chill and play a little bit slower. Okay, so opponent's gonna take a card. I think I'm gonna allow that. You can take my Factor Fiction. I can then cast Night's Whispers next turn, or Thassa's Oracle. There's also Time Spiral, so it's a lot to deal with here. But my opponent did put Archon in the graveyard. That's scary. So yeah, Next turn I'm going to Knight's Whisper. No, I'm not, because my pawn took it. Okay. Okay, turnabout is good. How about I cast Tassa's Oracle here? And no. Okay. If my opponent reanimates Archon, that's gonna be rough, but okay. Not sure my opponent didn't attack, but so what do I discard here? I think it's gonna be Factor of Fiction. Okay, so yeah, I think I have to do this now. I don't think I can afford to cast Turnabout. While it gives me Storm Count, it does. While it does give me a Storm Count, it does limit my mana. Okay, so I'm for 5 mana, that's 1 mana too little. Okay, well, I think I'm dead, but we'll give it one more turn. I'm gonna unfortunately go down to 4, which means Bolas' Citadel is gonna have a hard time doing its thing. Okay, well, we're done here. So now my opponent showed that he's pretty dedicated to Reanimator. But what can I do about that? Not sure. Let's just hope to not get gotten pretty hard. Ooh, okay. So I could go turn 1 Jace or turn 1 Spellsick, but if I play it like this, I can do both next turn instead. That seems better. Or 3, 4, 5. Or I can just chill. I think Black Lotus is so important. Okay, well, there goes my Black Lotus. Yeah. Still, what I could have got done with Black Lotus is just to play some not hugely important stuff. So I got Tenders and Demonic. Now I can I think I like attacking here. Or no, wait, no. So I think I'm gonna cast Jace and play a tap land. What am I demonicing for here? Maybe Force of Will, but I don't think my opponent's gonna be able to reanimate next turn. Okay, Liliana, that's fine. Just gonna sacrifice Jace here. Now I can attack Liliana and either get rid of Liliana or force a trade with the Revoker. Okay, yeah. Attack Liliana. Liliana goes away, and then I think I go Spell Seeker. For Knight's Whisper. Play a land and was Knight's Whisper. I think that's it. I could Demonic for Bolas' Citadel. Nothing, huh? Interesting. Island is nice. So 4, 5, 6. I want a Demonic here. For I'm gonna go ahead and get Force of Will, just play a little safer, and then I can go end of turn Fact or Fiction. Even attack with Dark Confidant here. I kind of want to get rid of Revoker, and next turn I'm gonna have a big turn, I think. Restoration Angel. Okay, that's fine. I mean, Blinking the Revoker doesn't do anything because I can just, and this is just attacking me for free, which is okay. I mean, next turn I'm gonna go ahead and get cost 10 as I predict. And my thought process is that Fact or Fiction is gonna find me a blue card, right? Seems pretty likely. My whole doesn't know about. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. I wanted to know what took Force of Will, I mean. Okay, I'm gonna take the blue cards if this is the split. I mean, Ursa Saga is a little too late here, so taking this pile is nice because it gives me Treasure Cruise, which is 1 mana Ancestral here, and it gives me a blue card, so Force Away if I need it. So, go ahead and reveal Island, very lucky. So this is the turn to go off. I think I'm gonna lead with Treasure Cruise. I mean, I lose Demonic if I were to find a time spell at some point, but that's okay. I really don't want to waste any more mana. So I drew 3 lands, unfortunate. Okay, well, now things are looking a little bit more awkward here. That was very unfortunate. Cost. Attack. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do a tendrils here. Otherwise, I'm pretty at large risk to lose to a restoration and attack plus a Dark Confidant flip. Good news is that if I draw Time Spiral, I'm pretty likely to find tendrils again because I just exile a bunch of other cards. Okay. Opponent finds Vampire Hexmage or Liliana. Takes back Liliana. I don't think I counter Liliana. Oh, Gaunty. That's annoying. Is it worth countering though? No, I don't think so. Also remember, I have Fastest Oracle in my deck. So it's hard for my opponent to stop every win condition. I mean, my opponent could take Time Spiral. And then I can't get back Tendrils. My opponent could also take Brain Freeze. But my opponent can't take everything. Okay, so my opponent played a land here? My opponent has played a land. Okay, so I think I block here. Yes, this means my opponent can Liliana my Confidant, but my opponent has already played a land. Okay, I see. Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't really need Black Lotus here to win. I have so much mana. And a 2-1 at this point doesn't matter much either. Okay, so now I really need to hit something here. I hit High Tide, okay, that's not great. Did find Tassa's Oracle though. And at this point, do I have to play it? I can play Swamp. Playing Tassa's Oracle here means that it's gonna be harder for me to win outright if my opponent got Time Spiral with Gonti, but it does dig me deeper, and I'm getting to the point where I'm getting attacked pretty hard, so I think I cast Tassa's Oracle. I think I have to do this. Okay, so I got to scratch 2 lands to the bottom. And at this point, I think I can suspend Ancestral because I can hard cross Force. This is awkward though. Probably gonna jump Gonti with Fastest Oracle. It almost feels better in my graveyard, so I can get it back if my opponent didn't take Time Spiral with Gonti. Okay, if this is Bolas, I'm gonna counter it though. I think. Oh, it is Time Spiral. Wow. Huh, that's funny. It's almost good for me. Because my hand is trash, right? So my hand is trash. So... okay, let me think. So I have to think here. My Brain Freeze is not gone, right? If I don't counter this, my opponent gets to untap and have all the stuff, and I may lose my Force of Will. But I get my Tendrils back in my... I think I'm better off allowing this, but I'm gonna cast High Tide first. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna allow this because this actually helps me. There's Tendrils, so no Force Will though. Okay, that doesn't get my Tendrils. What a weird game. I can also cycle the land, but I can't find Force Will plus blue card. Oh man, if only I had Jorm's Will in this deck. Also have Confident. Well, I could cycle Sanders Lounge and crack Lion's Eye Response, try and find Force Will, but then I lose my Tendrils anyway. Yeah. How do I win now? That's the question. Cycle this, I think. Okay. Alright. How do I win now? That's the question. Ooh, that's a start. So what I could do is turn about my opponent's creatures. But I'm not sure how I win this game. Probably some brain freezing. But... Or Bolas' Citadel, maybe. Yeah, Bolas' Citadel could be a thing. So, how about I Treasure Cruise? I'm gonna get rid of my graveyard now. I mean, I don't think I have a way to get something back anyway. Treasure Cruise. Force of Will. It's also Spell Seeker that can get me Brain Freeze. They land. I have 6 mana. Yeah, I think Bolas' Citadel is my best way to win. I haven't lost it, right? Yeah, no. I've not lost it. So... I think... Spell Seeker. For Brain Freeze. Yeah. The problem is to have 6 permanent, 7. Maybe this was bad. I don't think I can win. Problem. So my problem is that I don't have 10 permanents left. And I don't have enough Storm to deck my opponent, so I think I'm just stuck here. Whatever. Yeah. So I might have lost because I played this a little too conservatively, but oh well. Storm is hard to play. I've still got 1 round, and it's kind of sweet.